You are listening to the Tracy L. Clark Show with me, Tracy L., the founder of the Body Regeneration Method. And I am here to empower you and teach you how to connect to the God consciousness like you've never connected before. Tune in every Tuesday, 8 a.m. Pacific, right here on Transformation Talk Radio, where I combine science, spirituality, and ministry to help you unlock the secrets within so you can finally let go of what's holding you back. If you are truly ready to break free and bring in the new and stop wasting your time, join me, and together, let's unlock your superpowers so you can live your extraordinary life.
Good morning. Welcome back to this week's episode. What day is it today, right? I've been making myself laugh all day. I was just saying to our producer, Zach, that it was quite interesting what's going on in the world right now. And we really got to find some of the humor in it. And years ago, in a whole other lifetime, I was a post-production supervisor. So you would work with editors and see how you could change things. And you would have to look for all the things that were consistent. And watching the media now, I have to laugh. I'm like, wow, that person was also in that place. They were in two different sides of the world at the same time. So, it's sad. It's sad because people think it's all true. Or, you see people running down the bridge and they forgot to Photoshop his legs back in. I was just laughing. The reason you got to find the humor right now, we're going to talk today about, brave. You got to be brave to lead. What can you do during this time? How can you lead in your life? What can you do right now to make that change as we are in such a mass amount of change? And I am just so excited with how the world is waking up and people are getting information out there. And it's great to digest a lot of information. Thank you, God. Also, I will let you know today is a call-in show, 1-800-930-2819. So you feel free to call with whatever you have going on in your brain there. You need some shifting. It's interesting. It's hard sometimes to say, what do I need to do to lead? And we look at everything that's happening. We look at the truths that are coming out, all the misinformation. And I was just writing in my newsletter about how in school, why do they not teach people about the body and how powerful it is? Why not teach people about connecting to the God of your understanding? Because you'd all be empowered and wake up and you'd see all the illusion that's been created around you that, we all buy into, and then we have to pull it out. And what I love so much right now, watching the world and watching what's unfolding, is that illusion is being broken. The truths are coming through. And, we do have a world that, unfortunately, it's been created that way. And it's hard for people to understand, well, why would a few people, want to see so many other people hurt or suffer? And it's a much bigger understanding that you come into that awareness when you really wake up. And this is why I really wanted to do the show today on things about being brave. And brave, you need to be brave to lead in your life. And what does that look like? And, if you want to know, is there something you're struggling with really stepping up into that energy? Normally it's because there has been issues or confrontations that you don't want to deal with again in your lifetime. And what I find a lot of time is that, when I wanted to break out of a pattern and I wanted to become true to my inner calling, true to what I knew was inside, I don't know how you guys can relate to this, but I want to share it because we always channel our show and Spirit's like, make sure you share this. Is growing up, I was always a misfit. I never fit. I looked a little weird and freaky as a child in different ways. But I never fit. I never fit in school. It was boring. I had a hard time with long-term friends. I realize now I'm outgrowing them. I never understood the systems. They didn't make any sense. I still remember to this day being literally, I think I was 5 years old, and the school that I went to, we had a massive skating rink. And I would walk around by myself over and over in the skating rink, thinking about world issues and things. Like I was 100 years old. Like I was this old lady in this little body, but not being able to express that. and not understanding what that was. And that was my inner knowing waking up, which so much of us are waking up. And what we do is so often we go against that. So we cannot feel like the misfit. So we can feel connected. And then that takes us out of our power. It takes us out of our ability to lead our lives, to lead people in your own businesses, if that's what you want to do. And it was only when I came back into my strength and inner knowing, which came over time, that I never went against what I knew that gut was telling me, even though it wouldn't be popular, even though people I remember 20 years ago reading stuff that, David Icke had been putting out, and maybe I can't say his name, I don't know, and I was like, you could see energetically, there's so much truth. And I was like, saying to people, we got to look at this different. So back then, that was a big difference, right? And I was like, there's so much truth in this. And on some of it, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But other parts of it, I was like, yeah. And somebody said to me one time, they're like, Trace, do you really believe there's other energies? And I'm like, darn rights, we're not the only beings living in the world. On Earth, there's lots of beings, but in all the universes and galaxies. That's why I love Star Trek so much, because they bring in, but what people forget is there's good ones and bad ones, just like on Earth, good people, bad people, whatever, however you want to put them. I don't mean that as a judgment. It's a learning. And when I finally got strong enough to say, this is what I believe, because I feel it in the core, in the gut of who I am, without a shadow of, I just knew it and stopped caring. This is part of where you become brave to be able to lead in your life. And I'd love to hear where you stood up, or where you might need that change. You start to look at things differently because and everybody, I've been ridiculed, I've been laughed at, I've been called all sorts of names. And because I was outside of the box, and I'm not going to say that was fun, I'm not going to say it was glorious, and I'm not going to say it didn't hurt. Sure it did, but what I started to realize is eventually I didn't care anymore. I didn't care. I'm like, I have a message that we're supposed to come together. We're supposed to be in love. And what is the biggest thing that we've been saying forever that people are now coming out and saying is, when you come to the heart drive, thank you, God, and we expand, just think for a minute, I'm going to expand the heart drive even more. When you come into the activation of the heart drive, and I have been teaching for years that the heart drive has to override the mind and the brain. Because the mind and the brain is your virus. You cannot lead. You cannot be brave to lead if you're going to let your head and your mind get in the way. When you start to become brave, and this is why, because you're going to go against the grain. When that heart drive is activated, thank you, God, I want to start to shift that energy for you guys. When that heart drive is activated, you will not be doing things that everybody else thinks you should be doing. You will be listening. People always ask me, Tracy, how do you end up doing A, B, and C? There's all sorts of examples they'll give. Even when I create programs and stuff, I said, I wait until I hear from spirit and I feel it in my core. So I get creative, but I don't really act upon it until I feel it in my core and I know it's the right thing to do. It's like being in that such gratitude, or tipping somebody if you can tip them and give them an extra gift for the day. And what happens when you are really taking up that leadership in your life, you're not going to look at the problem and just sit and dwell in the problem. When you become strong, thank you, God, I want to shift this for you, and you become strong in leading and being brave to lead your life. And maybe you need to lead your business or your family. You lead with love and you say, what is the solution? So you stop looking at the problem and you're like, thank you, God, what is the solution? What can I do here to create a solution? Because right now, what I hear a lot of people doing, and I talked about this last week, they're complaining, they're grumpy, they're like, oh my God, don't be happy. I'm like, why? Because when you're happy and you're in the joy, stress, anxiety, misery is only going to lower your immune system and attract in this stuff you don't want. Why do you think the media hammers you with fear? Why do you think the media is hammering you with misinformation? I know in the country I live in, only certain information gets out. They've made the powers to be that lots of information doesn't get out. And it doesn't get out because they want you to be in fear. So your systems become weakened. Then energetically, you can attract sickness, illness, and disease. And that's what happens time after time after time. So when we become really strong and you start to take that conviction and you become brave and you become empowered, and you take back that life. I'm doing a program this Friday for 4 hours on bravery and empowerment. And why am I doing that? You can find it on the Facebook, or you can contact our office at contact@tracylclark.com. Yeah, I'm going to put the plug in there. And why? Because if you don't embrace, this is the most important time of year to do this. And I'm going to tell you why. If you don't embrace the empowerment within you to be brave to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, something's wrong with that. If you don't do that now, you are contributing to the problem that so many of these powers to be want to push their agenda on you. So think about this for a minute. Do you want that agenda? Because you can put out as many posts as you want on Facebook. Those heady people that want to just make you think it's just so brilliant? You can put out as many posts as you want. But if you are not getting out of your head and you are not reclaiming your power and you're just pushing information out there, you're actually part of the problem, not the solution. When you come into the heart and you're like, no matter what, I'm going to really put my space out there with people in your own network. You don't have to position yourself all over, but I mean with your network, and say, if I increase my heart frequency every day and I become brave to speak up with what I know and I become empowered, then you start to become strong in making creative solutions. You become strong in finding out what is needing to be shifted. But if you're sitting there going, poor me, and this isn't happening, and I want this, and I'm just going to sit in my home and cry until they make us come out, you're not leading from empowerment, and you're not stepping into the brave space. And to be brave to lead means that you're going to be okay if someone doesn't agree with you. And if you're like me, I was not okay with that in the beginning. I'm like, I don't want people not to like me. Oh, no, I don't care. I don't care. I'm like, if you like me, great. If you don't, you're allowed. We're not going to like everybody. That's okay. But we come to that and it's like, okay, I want to live in peace and I want to contribute to the world. So I want you to ask yourself right now, do you want to truthfully contribute to the world? Because if you want to change the course of where we are going, you will start to step up in your heart. You will open this heart space, and I've said this for years, more and more and more. And this is why people are waking up now, even though we sound like broken records. We've been saying this for 10 years. Get into the heart, expand it, and say, how can I be the solution? The solution is getting quiet every day. The solution is not arguing with those people you can't change their point of view, but say, that's a really interesting point of view you have. Perhaps you want to one day look at the other side, because there's always two sides to everything, right? And thank that hand of God of allowing people to wake up, to have better choice, to send more love into the planet, change the structure. When you're happy and you're not stressed, illness has a hard time finding its way in your body. Why do you think they've created so much stress on the planet? When you're happy and you're living from your heart, you're able to make, the amount of change when you live from your heart, for the one thought or the one energy you put out, or that half an hour where you sat in silence connecting to the God of your understanding, changes millions and millions and millions of lives. Versus the stress. If you sit in that and poor me and this isn't happening, that stress, and I've been so there, I was that person, you are literally contributing to illness coming into your body, sickness coming into your body, poverty coming into your body, lack coming into your body, frustration coming into your body, feeling like my world is never going to change. It's about, thank you, God, just listen, let's change the perceptions. And if I can challenge you this week, I want to challenge you to really say, I'm going to be brave. Truthfully, I'm ready to be brave. I'm ready to be the leader of my life. I'm ready to say, how can I be the solution every day? And it's okay if you're having a bad day, but a lot of people right now are getting caught up in every day is a bad day. Just, oh God, you go to the grocery store, you go to the bank, everyone's like, miserable. I have to say, where I live, I've been in this place for, not this exact house, but I've been in the province I've lived in for 10 years. And I have an incredible community here and then all over the world. So I'm blessed I can be with people all over the world. But I have to say, I've moved from the opposite side, the Western side. And to this day, I said to even my boyfriend last night, I said, it's really interesting. I've been here for 10 years and people here are ungrateful and they're more miserable and they're more miserable. And I've been watching it deteriorate rather than going up. And it was actually a little bit sad. And I'm like, okay, so what can we do about that? Because I came from a place where literally you walk out, your neighbors will help you. Your neighbors will help plant your ground. They will look after your kids. Like everywhere I lived in the West, and I lived in a lot of provinces. I've lived in almost all of Canada, but there's a few provinces I would never live in, but that's my choice. But I checked most of them out. And they were always, how can I help you? What can I do? Like, let me give you a hand. Like, oh, you need a job. Connect with that person. Nobody was looking for anything. They were just looking of how could we connect you with someone to make it better. Then I moved to this place where everyone's like, who are you? Why are you talking to me? Go away. No, I don't know if I want to be your friend. It's like, I say they were like trying to be New York. You know how New York, you stay too long, you get hard. Yeah. I'm like, you guys are not New York. Like really. And what I realized is, so I said to him last night, I said, it's really sad. I'm watching more and more fear come into this place. It's being bred in different ways. And what I noticed is I said, okay, I got to up it a little bit more. And so I had to start to say, and that this is what I started to do. And I started doing a lot. When people are miserable and I just go and be very happy. And when they say, how can you be so happy? I'm like, it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice of what you want to believe, how you want to walk through this. But if you're walking through the fear, you're contributing to the problem. And when I even stated this last week, they looked at me like, what? And I'm like, but you are. You're contributing to the problem. And we don't want you to contribute to the problem. So are you brave? Can you be brave? Can you be brave? You need to be brave. And I believe you can be brave. And I know you can be brave. And I see people in our community every day changing and being brave and being part of the solution. And I want to just encourage each and every one of you to be part of the solution in your life and to all the world. Because the more we raise that heart space, the more the heart and the love become stronger. That's how we expose the dark. On Soul Sunday, I did a piece on shine your light into the darkness and watch how quickly the darkness will show. And if you take that minute, you look, and you when you get brighter and brighter, watch the truths that come out in the dark. It can't hide. It's a natural law of attraction. It's an energy that happens. You become lighter, you become brighter, you become more. The dark shows. Then you have choice of what you can do with it. All right, Zach, I didn't realize. Oh my gosh, we're getting to the bottom of the hour so fast. Spirit Ed Lots channel. We have Adriana on the line. Is that correct?
Yes, we have Adriana from Toronto. Are you there, Adriana?
Yes.
Hi, Adriana. How are you?
Good. How are you, Tracy?
Very good. Nice to hear your voice.
I was just going to say, so nice to hear your voice. I just want to say thank you for all these weeks of helping me with all the fertility issues that I was been having. And I actually did think we were pregnant this month, but we're not, unfortunately.
Almost. Yeah, that's okay. You're getting close.
I like how you said almost. So I just wanted to get your help with just staying strong in that power zone, and hopefully all the little tiny polyps are gone, because I've been working on myself. But even if they're not, just to help clear that out and keep my head strong.
Yeah, there's a little bit of energy that's still left. I can see they look like specks that we'll take out. And then I'm just going to also remove a little bit of fear around, it's coming up like parenting. That's interesting. So we like to see this. This is actually a really good route to move. So where you have seen other people parent or other, and then there's a lot of past life energy interfering. So your experience of being a parent before. But it looks like for you, there was some issues that your body's ready to let go of now, which I love, around parents. So that would be how you saw people in your own environment. It doesn't necessarily always go to your parents. A lot of times it does. There is some energy here. So where you're like, oh, I don't know if I don't want to repeat, what my mother did or my father did, like certain things that you may not have agreed with. Body picks up these imprints, but I'm going to start to pull them out because you're not going to repeat them. It's just a memory that sits in there. How does that feel when I say that?
A little bit lighter.
Yeah, good. So I see there looks like there could be some, discharge, stuff like that, but there's some energy in the lining of the cervix and the uterus and then down into the birth canal that we can just actually start to pull off as well, which we can start to command a little bit more of shrinkages of interference. So actually the area looks a lot stronger. You have a lot more orange in there, which is great, which is the color, right? I always joke with people that are working on reproductive issues, like live in orange underwear. I know it sounds funny, but the orange color, if you look at color therapy, it actually is very strong in that area. So you could go shopping online.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to remove this, and I'm just going to remove any past life interference that is connecting into that power zone. You're actually looking a lot stronger, and I'm just going to command for the soul, the spirit to start to line up. Because I don't, like, there's not an issue. Like, I'll tell you right now, in your field, you have energy of children there. So that's not, it also looks like a timing. We'll remove that. And I'm going to just also remove, there's another layer of misinformation. So information that came into your field from people that, how I'm trying to be sensitive. There's a lot of science data that can come out, but your body can also override it. So I'm going to remove any of that misinformation. You got it. You knew how to deal with it. You know what to do. And I'm going to just strengthen you and your husband a little bit differently. So it's sort of like, thank you, God, to start to speak in that child, that spirit, that soul, and feeling it on every level and layer. And that I'm going to remind both of you on the soul level that it is actually your right, and it is all of our rights to have a child if we choose. And I know there's a lot of people that have had issues, which comes from interference, unfortunately, from not only toxins that have been put into our environment. That's primarily where it is. Sometimes it shakes people when I go too deep in that, but basically toxins, there's other things put into the body from other systems, and then they've actually messed with the reproductive for both male and female. So I'm just going to remove an accumulation of toxin levels for both of you, but you're looking way better. That's awesome. Now,
good. It's like, this is emotionally taxing.
Yeah, it is. So that's coming out, but so I'm just going to leave this bit in your court. Spirit's funny. Okay. On air. All right. You need to up your sex just a little bit more. So, I'm like, really? I have to tell her that online? Okay. So it's showing to have, like, literally, so whatever your routine is, like, I'll just give you an example so you know. So if you find that it's happening like twice a week, go to 4 times a week.
Okay.
So I know that sounds funny, but there's something that's happening right now in both of your reproductive systems. And so I'm just the messenger. How does that feel?
Good.
Yeah. And really have the play energy. Now, the other thing that you can do, and people don't realize this when they're having sex, they do not realize this. The sexual act between two people are a huge creation energy. So I've had people do this, and they always come back telling me, you wouldn't believe everything happened. So you make a little list, guys, anyone listening. So for you, it's baby. You just like, thank you, God, for our new baby. You put it that way, not for our baby, for our new baby, and put it over your bed. Yeah. Put it over wherever you have sex. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but you put your list there. I've had people do it with children. I've had people do it with their well vibe. I've had people to bring in more love and romance. And they're like, we're having more. Because when you see that and it's there all the time, and then you're doing this beautiful energetic exchange, it actually creates a more powerful manifestation field for you.
Okay.
How does that
feel? I feel like I've been definitely visualizing a bit more and doing that.
Yeah, but write it out. Put it over your bed. Yeah, put it over your bed. Well done. Keep me posted, okay?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Go enjoy. I love babies, so we're going to keep commanding the new baby in.
Yes, me too. I want one. It's been a while. I want to have this. Thank you so much for your help, Tracy.
You're welcome. So let me know how you're feeling. Lots of love. You know what, everyone? We're going to take a quick break. Check us out at tracylclark.com. If you want to come to the empowerment class, it's 4 hours on Friday. It's on our Facebook pages, all of them. It's also, you can find it on our newsletter. You can find it at our office, contact at tracylclark.com. 4 hours, you get a replay. If you miss it, do not worry. You can watch it for the rest of your life if you want. Take all the shifts in, take all the ideas. We did a similar thing with our financial class. And if you go to our online Life Academy, if you really want to open the heart and really start to get connected on a regular basis, we're here and here with you. You don't want to do this alone. I so get it. And like I keep saying, I've said this since January, these next 24 months are going to be like an up and down little bit of a roller coaster. So we need to really stay together and keep our hearts open, because there's going to be some things that will unfold that may be hard to digest this year. But you got to trust the light is winning. The light has won. And by you being brave, you being the leader of your life, you embracing what's important to you. And that's what I love to teach, your empowerment, your connection to the God of your understanding, because we're all different. Watch the blessings that are going to come out. So while other people are struggling or in lack, you will be prospering in your life in every area. All right, we're going to be back right after the break. And I think we have Juliana on the line. So hold on and we'll be with her right after the break.
Are you done being afraid to jump into the life that's waiting for you? Are you ready for a real shift? I invite you to tune in every Tuesday with me, Tracy L., on the Tracy L. Clark Show, where we will teach you how to live your extraordinary life. At 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio, where I will provide the tools and the steps needed to help you transcend perceived limitations and move forward with an extraordinary life. For more information, visit me at tracylclark.com.
Your favorite Transformation Talk radio shows are now on Spotify. What? Simply search out your favorite host or show by name, tap the subscribe button, and boom! With over 150 million active monthly users on Spotify, Transformation Talk Radio is thrilled to expand our reach so you never have to miss an episode. Well, what the heck are you waiting for? Log into Spotify and subscribe now.
Imagine starting your week off with a teaching, a clearing, and an activation direct from the God consciousness. If you would like to feel more in charge of your week ahead, then I personally invite you to join me, Tracy L. Clark, for our monthly Soul Sunday non-denominational service at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, online or in person. All donations for this event go to the TLC Initiative Fund to help those in need. Sign up now at tracylclark.com and let's connect together in the glory realm.
Yeah, yippee skippy to that, baby. We're not done yet. Some of us are out here to educate and inspire. This year, 2020, is the year we gotta show me the money in the cash flow. I'm Dr. Pat. This is the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By.
Visit thedrpatshow.com.
Are you ready to shift your life into overdrive and stop wasting your time? If so, then I want to invite you right now to the Body Regeneration Online Academy with me, Tracy L. In a world filled with so much information, you can get overloaded and confused, left feeling like you've tried everything and still no results. If this is you, then this platform is for you to help you step into your power, your intuition, and gain clarity. You will learn simple tools that you can use as you walk down the street, and I will teach you how to grow a stronger connection to the God consciousness. Imagine having me as your coach, shifting you, uplifting you, empowering you every week, and most of all, helping you stay connected so you can navigate your life's journey with ease and grace. Nothing will be able to get in your way. Plus, you will have a community filled with souls just like you to pick you up when you fall down and support you on your wins. No one can go this journey alone. If you are ready for your live activations, check me out at tracylclark.com and join the TLC Body Regeneration Online Academy now.
What would you do with the power of community? How do you create your own rituals? Tune into Living Your Gifts with me, Susan Huff, Ancient Applications for Modern Times, the second Wednesday of each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Our lives begin with the stories we are told and the stories we tell ourselves. Storytelling is the key. To learn more about me, visit livingyourgifts.com. That's livingyourgifts.com.
Welcome back. So, are you ready to be brave? Are you ready to say, how can I be the solution? And how can I lead from a place of empowerment? That's what you're waking up to right now, to be empowered and to go with what you know. And it's one of the scariest things. When I started to go against the grain, it was scary. And then you put yourself out on social media and then people have all their wonderful comments. So don't worry about the trolls in the world. Don't worry. There's always going to be a troll somewhere. Be empowered, be brave, lead with what you know, and always know there's going to be something to say. You're crazy. You're crazy. So I love being a misfit. I love being crazy. I've been told I was crazy my whole life, and now I love it and embrace it, so you can be brave as well. All right. I think, Zach, do we have Juliana on the line?
We do. We have Juliana from Mississauga. Juliana, are you there?
Hi. Yes.
Hi, Juliana.
Hi,
How are you
Tracy.
today?
I am great, thank you. I've been doing your clearings, and I have been having a lot of entity interference, and they go pinging in my head so badly. If you could help me with this.
Yeah, lots of old programming. So entities, so when they go into the head and you get headaches, that energy, it's like a parasitical energy. So it would be like when they come off, I'm going to clean this for you. When they come off, have you ever had a bloodsucker on you? Do you know when a bloodsucker attaches? Have you seen that?
Kind of, yeah.
No? So when I was a little kid, we lived way, way up north. So we go swimming in the lakes, and you'd have to watch because you get a bloodsucker on you. So they're really gross little black things, and they grab onto your hand or your skin. And the only way you get them off is by salt. And if you pull them, right, you start to bleed, right? Big time. Entities do this in our own body, and they hold on. So it looks like there is an agreement. It's interesting. As you've been releasing the entities, you're doing really good. There's a lot of actually pain on the back right side of my head right now. So I'm going to just release this for you. It looks like there was an agreement you made with a lot of these energies to continue out in your life. So I actually did a video today. I was channeling about the difference between karma and like Groundhog Day energies. And this looks like it's been like more of a groundhog energy, meaning that you had an agreement with energies to stop you every time you wanted to move forward in your life. So
exactly.
It becomes like a groundhog. So this has been a repeated pattern you've had throughout your life. But here's the good thing. Now that you've woken up, now that you're getting strong and brave, you're like, I'm commanding you to go, and you have no more right or dominion over me. This is a really important saying for you. And I know because I had a lot of attack just like you. You have no more right and no more opinion. You have no more dominion over me whatsoever. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start to break off the contracts, the agreements that you made, the past life energy. Now, we are going to increase your oxygen and your water, because when your oxygen levels and water goes down, your intake, they seem to find that as a way of entering in your system. Oh, thank you, God. Hang on a sec. Let me just reset the chemical electrical frequency patterns. And I'm just going to... Okay, so there's a little bit of negotiation. So basically, your spirit team with these energies, basically you're like the highway. You know when people go and they drive their car on the same road every day, and then they become autopilot. They just go, that's how I go. They don't even realize there's another avenue. So a lot of these energies, when they've actually seen you, they just think that they trespass through you, and that's how they're getting also more to stay in your body. So basically your vessel, they feel is a pathway for them, and it's not... it's just a habit. It's like we have to tell them that you're kind of off limits. It's like when you put a sign up that says, do not enter, you're not allowed. And you see the sign and go, oh, I'm not allowed. So these have been with you since you were before, like as you came into this world, these have been haunting you, I can see, for a long time. So they're actually starting to die off. How does your head feel while I do this? Because there's a lot coming out of your brow chakra, especially your right side of your brain. There's a lot of congestion. I'm just going to open the valves. How does their head feel?
Feels good.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going to put a do not enter sign, like a no trespassing. We're going to thank you, the power of the hand of God. I'm going to remove negative thoughts. That's where they go.
Oh, right on my third eye.
Yeah. They come through the negative thoughts. So the negative thoughts for you is where that's their an energy. So even a person, a place, a thing that wants to push something into you to keep you from your path. And you have to remember, the bravest souls all go through a very similar process to this, because as you wake up, your light's getting stronger, and they're like, well, wait a minute, our job was to keep your light down. So I'm very proud of you. I'm just going to command this to leave, and we'll just remove, we'll just strengthen the internal field and the external. So there's a lot more clarity. And I'm going to open and expand the heart. So we're going to drop you more into the heart. So they've kept you in your head more, and it looks like you're ready now to have the heart drive override the mental programming, which means you'll feel, but it should feel lighter and more empowered. Good job.
Yeah, I feel like really grounded right now.
Yeah, because your body is like responding. This is what happens too. We do our clearings and we do our activations. That's why I like to call in on the show. And when people show up, is because then we just need a quick clean out, right? It's like, okay, kind of like the garbage went to the door. We just got to take it out now. This looks a lot better. There's rewiring happening on the frontal cortex, so the front part of the brain. It can give you a little bit of a headache. Just keep your water up, and it's just releasing as those old parasitical energies are dissolving out of the body. You might get some weird discolored stool. Don't worry, that's just it leaving through. And I'm just going to reset your stomach, intestines, your digestive system, and the elimination system as well. So the physical body we're going to speed it up a little bit more. And I'm going to remove also where a lot of these energies have been used to just keeping your brain racing. It's ready to go. So when you come, and even for you, it looks like it's a lot stronger now. Good job. You just have to touch your heart, press it like you press in a button, and it's going to activate the heart even stronger. If you do that right now, how does that feel?
Awesome. I could run a marathon.
Yeah, it's really good. The other thing that Spirit shows for you is make sure today you do, after this clearing is leaving, you got about 24 hours, make sure you do the salt scrub, like in the shower, like get in and just clean up with salt.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Does that feel better?
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. Good job. So let me know how you're feeling, okay?
I will. Thank you, Tracy. I love you.
I love you too. I'm so proud of you. You are like so brave. Keep being brave. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. You too.
All right. We have Magdalena on the line. Is that right, Zach?
Yes, Magdalena from Kitchener. You are live on the Tracy L. Clark Show.
Hi, Magdalena.
Hi, Tracy.
How are you today?
I'm actually pretty good. Today's a great day. It's sunny outside.
Yay! I know there's some funniness today. I've been cracking myself up all day long.
I love it. I love it. So I wanted to talk to you about something specific. You did a clearing for us today about empowerment, and I had a little bit more clarity about where my motivation comes from, and a lot of it has been coming from being pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like what gives me momentum, and it gives me like that drive. And I've noticed over the last, I would say almost like a month, I haven't been pissed off. I haven't been really pushed into anger as much. So I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of confusion around my mission and moving forward, and I'm not finding creativity the way that I'd like. I just feel like I'm just not moving forward with my business, and I'm kind of getting lost.
Yeah, this is a great realization. So when we create from anger, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes I see something and I'll get angry and I'll go create. It's like about 5% of the time. But when we create from anger, we're not creating right from our heart space. So this is huge, a huge breakthrough for you, like huge. So when we create from our heart space, that brings in the inspiration, then it's more fun and joyous. What I love right now that we get to dissolve and pull down which is going to help you move forward. This is like that, you know, when you have a realization and it shocks the body and you're almost feeling numb for a little bit, you can go numb.
Yeah.
So your body, as you're coming out of this, is like, oh my gosh, it's a little bit numb right now. It's like, if I'm creating from anger, what energy are you creating from if you're creating from anger all the time? Do you know?
Honestly, it just feels draining and inauthentic, really.
Yes. So when we create from anger all the time, we're also grabbing in, and this is where the enemy spirit loves, and they go, ha, 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 look at you, you're creating. So we're creating more with the enemy spirit than we are with the God of our understanding. But now that you've come through this, what I love is, thank you, God, I can strengthen this. You're actually ready to create with the God of your understanding, which means you're ready to allow the ideas to flow. So when we create from the anger as well with the enemy spirit, it feels like you're always pushing, like you're never getting anywhere. It's like, or you get a glimpse and then it's taken away, right? Yeah. So I love this. You're actually ready. And the other thing, and I'm going to push some patience in you, is listen to your beautiful baby in the background. I know you want to get back to work, but there is a plan and a reason of spending a little bit more time there too, right? So when we've just had a child, we got to really embrace that, because that time's going to go really quick. You're going to wake up and it's going to be out of the house and moved away. And hi mom. See you later. Like, it happens really fast. It's hard when they're so small. Yeah. But what I love now is we can actually, so you've had this time to go in, and I know it can be frustrating. It can feel like we don't have any patience. But when we've created from more of the enemy spirit energy than the God of our understanding, that's what I love, is you're opening your heart more and you're letting go. It's like watching a U-Haul being detached from you in so many areas. And it was kind of like, this was the one area that the energy, and we've all been there, like all of us, this is the one energy that was like, if I could hold on to her long enough, then we could keep creating. Because what happens when those stalls happen, we get frustrated. We get more angry. We start to self-doubt, start to get angry. We feel we're not worthy, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
That feeds this energy. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm going to disconnect the past experience where, and it looks like one of your energies you're playing out in this lifetime it is a past experience. It's nothing to do with karma. It's a past experience where you've allowed, so it's like, if I don't play with the dark, then I don't reap the rewards. And I'm going to get rid of that, because you are ready.
Thank you.
You know in your heart, you're in the right place. You know that.
Thank you.
And you are in the right place, and your heart wants to love. But here's the question that Spirit's showing me. Are you truthfully ready to love more?
Yeah.
Love more of you. Accept more of who you are. Love more of all the people, places, and things around you. Accept them as how they are. Are you okay if we increase this?
Yes.
Yes. There's the spark I was looking for. Yes. I actually heard it in your voice. I'm like, she's finally arrived. Here's the difference. When we've been in playing with the darker energy as well, we'll always be looking for something that's a little bit wrong with us or something. And that's always been a place that, okay, if this hasn't looked, I'm going to kind of beat myself up, and you're ready to let that go. It's like you're now ready. It shows you, it's very weird. I've never seen like this, but it's like a big round gold disc. It looks like a disc, and it would be, the disc doesn't look like it's attached to anything, but it's floating you upwards. So your energy on this disc is taking you up into those higher realms, which you're ready to go for. And the one thing for you that I will caution you, if you get too isolated, that's the one area that the enemy spirit starts to pull you back. So it's like
I find I'm at ease with isolation.
Yeah. So it's like that door. So as long as you know that very clearly, you can play in that space of whether you have a lot going on or a little going on, you become empowered. You get to decide what that looks like, and I can cut this energy off for you. No problem.
Thank you so much.
How does that feel now?
It's shifted for sure. There's still some alignment that I can feel in my stomach, but it's like there's more space.
There's more space, and what's going to happen now is just keep repeating, thank you, God, I'm leading from inspiration now. That's your little mantra. Thank you, God, I'm leading from inspiration now. And then you're going to see things will start to inspire, and then you look like you lead with that in the heart. And then that kind of wakes people up where they're like, whoa, what is she talking about today? It's sort of like that, right? So it'll be an energy shift that other people will feel. And then I'll just do some adjustment for things you're doing online. So you can still do things online, but we can start to gravitate the person that is more aware rather than the person who wants to play. Because we all know in this space, there's a lot of people that play with the enemy spirit, and you're done with that. Cool. So yeah, you don't want those. Those aren't your people. That's not your tribe. So we'll align this for you.
For sure.
Does that feel better?
Thank you so much. Yes, very much. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. So let me know how you're feeling, okay? Go get it. Be brave. Go be brave. All right, Zach, I think we have time to squeeze Christine in, I'm hoping. I know we only have a couple minutes, but we'll go really quickly.
Awesome. We got Christine from London. Christine, you are on the Tracy L. Clark Show.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Tracy.
Welcome. We have a few minutes. I'm like, I think we can squeeze her in.
Oh, that's the story of my life, isn't it, at the moment? I squeezed in. That's okay.
Yay!
I was watching your empowerment video this morning, and it really triggered me.
Good.
And I know I've been doing all the breath work. I've been doing the negative clearings. But I've still got these feelings of unworthiness that seem to just be attached to me.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me bring up. So the unworthiness is a pattern that you can see you've actually been running that as well. You look like it came in really strong. You look like 2 or 3. You're quite small. Hang on.
Yep.
It looks like as well there's a dynamic in your family unit that you picked up this whole energy around what your perception was of what's worthy and what's not worthy. Hang on. So let me pull this up. I'm just going to do some adjustments from your mother and father as well. And it's sort of, was there a lot of, were you around a lot of people when you were small where you'd look back and say, that was really disrespectful?
Yeah, disrespectful and negative.
Yeah, the words come in disrespectful. So as your body was taking it as a little person, that's where the unworthiness is coming from, because you would look at it, it'd be so disrespectful. It's kind of like I want to throw a bunch of mud on someone and just, kick them. It's really yucky. It's like people constantly throwing up on each other, or, and it's a lot of ping-ponging energy. If you don't do this, you're not going to get this. If you don't do this, you're not going to get this. So there's a lot of tension that I'm going to release out of the field that looks like you just naturally picked it up because that was the programming. So if you're okay, let's remove
the normal.
this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and so that energy you pick up and then you just ping pong it out. But now the body, because you've been doing a lot of clearings and activations and your body's getting stronger and it's seeing all the truths, right? So it's referencing these points. So this is a glorious space where your body's like, I want to get rid of that now. I don't need that. Okay. I will tell you though, as I pull this spirit of unworthiness out and I disconnect you from all the people, places, and things that did the imprints and the implants out of the body, thank you God, that you can get more frustrated with people around you if they're not respecting you. Okay? So just FYI, little things.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And that's your body going, I'm not tolerating that anymore. Hello?
Yep.
I'm
finding my voice, but
yes,
in a way that I'm not. I never want to upset people. I don't want people to be upset.
No, I used to be that. I was the biggest people pleaser. I'd read their bodies and then I'd say, I better not say that. They're going to get mad. And now I'm like, yeah, well, I'll just say it. There's a kind way to say things.
Yep.
And what this is very similar to what I'm going to impart and speak in and strengthen you to that I love is that by you can speak up in kindness and you can just say, I'm sorry that doesn't work for me, but thank you. Or I'm sorry, could you please refrain that? That was pretty disrespectful, but thank you. So by adjusting your words a little bit, so what a lot of people will do is they'll lash out. But when we become that empowerment, what you're doing now, and this is why you should be so happy, you're being very brave, I'm so proud of you, is what you're doing now is you're uncoupling from what you knew, and you're like a little kid in the candy store. This is how it is when you wake up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I now have all this new information. It's integrating into the body. But now keep in mind, all the people that have been in your life were only reacting to you based on all that crappy programming. Now they're going to go, well, who's this? It doesn't even matter if they're dead or alive. They're like, who's this, right? So now you have to remember, be gentle with yourself. And I'm going to strengthen you for this. Thank you, God. You're just teaching people how to treat you now. You've said, I need to change this. So you're teaching them how to treat you. And you have to understand your frequency has changed, but not necessarily everybody in your field, their frequency hasn't changed. So they're going to be looking for the old you, right? And you're like all new shiny. So do you understand what I'm saying there? How now you have to retrain them how to treat you?
Yes, yeah, I do. That's really basically what I'm thinking about. Colleagues, work colleagues.
Exactly. So we can start to push that energy out. And the more that we start to move that through, the heart will start to take the lead. And then what you'll see is like, I know maybe I did that before, but now that doesn't really work for me. Can we look at doing it this way? And be, like I was saying at the top of the hour, now present them with a solution. Because when you've been working and been around people for so long, they won't know what the solution is because they can't understand how you've changed. So when you say, could we look at it this way, or could we possibly try it this way? You're now teaching them a new way how to treat you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, your body's actually going, yes, it looks like a Christmas tree. It's lighting up.
Yeah. I don't know what you do. In the few minutes I speak to you, I start with like tears, and then I've got a big Cheshire cat grin by the end.
Oh, thank you, God. It's just pushing it all the way through. You're such a blessing. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you called in and let me know how you're doing.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Lots of love. You know, I love all our callers. Yeah. Are you going to be brave? Be brave. Be empowered. Step in.
Be brave.
Join us like on Friday. We're going to be so teach you that empowerment. Words you can say, just like we were saying with Christine, how we can change things, how we can move things, how we can do that. You know, coming to the top of the hour here. Again, it's on the Facebook. It's on the newsletter. Contact at tracylclark.com. We have the link. For 4 hours, you can watch it again to be empowered, because this is the time, the greatest time in history. We are saying no to the dark Luciferian energies, and we are saying yes to the God of our understanding, which is love and compassion and ending of, you know, damaging our planet and damaging people and controlling people, and for a bigger agenda of greed and manipulation. The time is over, but the time will be over quicker the more we become empowered together all over the world, rising up and saying no more. We are going to come from love. We're going to put that energy out there. We're going to shine our light so bright into the darkness, because this is what Christine's saying. She's waking up and her light is shining in these dark areas to move them away. We become that huge light that is so bright you cannot see, right? When it's in your eyes. But that's the exposure, and it's happening. So keep showing up, keep becoming empowered, keep getting connected, use your intuition. It's going to move stronger. And that is where we're going to be for 4 hours, to make sure that your intuition, your connection, answering your questions, shifting you over and over and over, so you become the light. Because if we do that together, watch how quickly we're going to get out of this mess. I love you, and I will see you guys next week here right on the Tracy L. Clark Show, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Let's keep shifting together and being the light. Have an incredible week, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Tracy L. Clark Show with me, Tracy L., where I teach you how to connect to the God consciousness so you can unlock your superpowers and connect at light speed and live your extraordinary life. Tune in every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio, where together we will unlock the secrets of your body and your life. As the founder of the Body Regeneration Academy, I, Tracy Al, will provide you with the insight and simple tools you can apply right now in your life to move you forward and leave the past in the dust. To join the Body Regeneration TLC Online Academy, make sure you check me out at tracyalclark.com.